I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. He might just get done like Robert Kelly himself. She had a very strong case, but she ain't handle it like no real. I'ma just go ahead and say that now. What's going on, everybody? It's your girl B Octavia, and I am back with another video. Today's video, we will be getting into all of the details about Sean Diddy Combs. I'm gonna put my magnifying glass on all of these lawsuits and tell you exactly what I think about it, what his future could possibly look like. If you do not know me, my name is B Octavia. I am from Washington, D.C., and I'm 27 years old. Also a young mother of a 6-year-old. Take care of your kids, you feel what I'm saying? Without further ado, before I start rambling, let's get straight into this video. So just within the last week or so, Diddy was hit with yet another lawsuit. And the last one might just be the worst. But before we talk about the last one, let's talk about the first one that I know of. Because I know that Diddy has had legal battles in the past, but you know how the 90s and the early 2000s was. Like, you could pay a lump sum and just, you know, wipe something away and nobody will talk about it and whoop-de-woo. This is a different time. You know, this is a different time that we are living in. And I think that everybody who has secrets in their closet, or they've had a very suspicious past of some sort, are getting exposed in today's time, you know. And when you get exposed in today's time, it goes everywhere. And even if something such as criminal charges don't happen and this person or whoever is facing this does not get jail time, I mean, that smear campaign alone and being tied to such a heinous crime will follow a man, a woman, whomever, for the rest of their lives, no matter what type of prestige or how much money or riches they have. It will follow them. Cassie or Cassie, however you say that girl name. I never really knew how to say her name. It's not even being shady off of what she did, but I'm going to just say Cassie, okay? I'm going to call Cassie the first one that has hit Diddy with a lawsuit like this. And if you don't know who this beautiful woman is, she is a former R&B singer that immediately signed to Diddy when she first came out. Cassie sued Diddy in federal court on November 16th. She accused Diddy of R-wording her and other forms of abuse starting when she was only 19 years old and continued throughout their decade-long relationship. Cassie also alleges that she was forced into sex trafficking by Diddy, human trafficking. She states that she endured sexual battery as well as gender bias or gender motivated violence. And the list unfortunately goes on for what Cassie claims that she went through over this decade plus long relationship. She signed a deal with him in 2005, and just a short 12 months later, Cassie explains he had control over every aspect of her life. Her apartment, car, what clothes she wore, and he even had full access to her medical records. Cassie was very detailed in this lawsuit, and many people have come out years ago, and many clips have went viral of people like Young Jock explaining what they have seen as far as Cassie and Diddy's relationship. Young Jock has said in an interview with Vlad, he was in the vicinity when Diddy decided that Cassie should shave her head. There was a young woman who Diddy was captivated by who had the shaved head, and I think they were in Europe or something that Young Jock said. And when he saw it, he instantly was like, you gotta shave your head, Cassie. And she did it. Without a question, she just did it, right? Stuff like that backs up Cassie's claims now of the type of control that she was under. To me, she had a very strong case, but she ain't handle it like no real bitch. I'ma just go ahead and say that now. She ain't handle it like no real one. Yeah. Cassie done settled the lawsuit like a day or two after she filed it. She settled out of court, and when she did that, she lost my respect. Like, for good. Like, bye. I say former singer because even if she come out with something, I ain't checking for that shit. I've concluded whatever Cassie went through and whatever she endured, it couldn't have been that important to her, and it couldn't have been that damn bad. Because if you can't stand on your lawsuit with all 10 toes, she stood on this fucking lawsuit with her one big toe. Just one big toe. Not 2 big toes. One. She ain't stand on this shit with no... She might as well just been standing on her heels with a fucking lawsuit. She didn't put her feet down on that shit at all. So, you mean to tell me with this lawsuit you wasn't willing to make him sweat? With all the situations you said that he put you in, you wasn't willing to make him sweat at all? Just as many times as you broke a sweat and you was nervous and you didn't want to do something, you didn't want to be in a situation, you folded like a fucking burrito. You folded like a quesadilla. I'm pissed. This shit happened in November. It's December now and I'm still pissed. What's up? And I'm not saying don't settle, but don't settle that quick. You could have got a lot more money. Because we don't know the amount, fuck the amount. But I know that you could have got a lot more money if you would have stood on that shit for at least a few weeks. You would have had him sweating. I give you some grace and say just at least a week. No, it was a few days. That's a money grab. That's a money grab. You could have blackmailed him behind the scenes for that. You could have got that dough raped me just off of an email. Or a phone call. Bitch. She's definitely a victim, but she's a victim to that munyon. That's what she's a victim to. She a victim to the munyon. She stayed around him for the munyon. She endured all this shit to be living lavish with the munyon. And then 4 years after you're not in the vicinity of the munyon, you want some of the munyon. Did he send you on your way with some money? I don't got time for her. I don't got time for her. Let me move on. On the game. She pissing me off. Just directly after Cassie settled this lawsuit, the lawsuit started going back to back to back. He was hit with 3 or 4 more right directly after that. They didn't waste no time. But my thing is, why y'all wait until Cassie popped it off with hers? If y'all all had good cases, why y'all didn't come out with this shit beforehand? That's what's skeptical to me. It's like, you can't be scared then and not be scared now. I don't be liking that. All right. So the second lawsuit states, a alleged rape happened to a young woman in 1991. This was allegedly filmed by Diddy, and the victim states the only reason she knew it was being taped or was taped was because singer Devontae Swinger of Jodeci told the alleged victim that Diddy showed him the tape. Why did Devontae even watch it? He showed him like briefly, or y'all was like looking at it like ooh, ah. Y'all niggas is weird. Devontae has not spoke out about this to confirm or deny. So moving on to the third lawsuit. The third lawsuit accuses Diddy and a fellow musician by the name of Aaron Hall of R-wording her and her friend. The accuser stated that Diddy and Aaron Hall took turns assaulting her And although Aaron Hall has not spoke out about this lawsuit, he has mentioned in an interview done years ago that he has watched Jodeci and Diddy have sex with multiple women in some type of orgy fest. I don't know. So, mind you, this interview that I'm speaking of happened years prior to any of these allegations and lawsuits coming about. And the fourth lawsuit, perhaps the most damaging lawsuit of all, this lawsuit was filed by a woman who alleges she was sex trafficked and gang raped when she was 17 in 2003. The lawsuit states Sean Diddy Combs, who was 34 at the time, convinced her to take his private jet with him under the name Jane Doe from Detroit to New York City. When she arrived in New York City, they went straight to his then recording studio, where she took this very picture of her pointing at the bad boy sign. All seemed to be fine right there, but directly after that, she states that she was supplied with alcohol and drugs that left her unable to give consent or unable to do pretty much anything. It left her incapacitated. She said that she was gang raped by Diddy, the third assistant to Diddy, and a guy named Mr. Harve Pierre. Mr. Pierre was a former bad boy exec. And as a result of all of these lawsuits, Diddy has stepped down as chairman of Revolt, and 18 other companies have severed ties with Diddy as his battle for freedom begins. Cassie was just the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure that Diddy will try his best to sweep any and all of these under the rug with hefty payments, but the damage is done. There was no mention that any of these women have signed agreements back in the past to not speak all of these years. And it's no mention of these women, or girls, I should say, getting any type of hefty paycheck directly after these assaults happened. That we don't know. And that I believe they wouldn't speak on because they out for more money. But I'm not saying that these women have not been through things. I'm not saying that these women have not been assaulted, but this does remind me of what Bill Cosby experienced. He wasn't innocent. This does remind me of what R. Kelly went through. He was not innocent. And I don't believe Diddy is innocent. But do I believe that it's a easy money grab? Yeah. Do I believe that some factors, or at least 50% of the Me Too movement is flawed? Yes. I do believe that. Do I believe that it's easy for a woman to say that she's been assaulted without proper evidence and without, and she gets believed? Yes. It does suck. It does suck that these women claim to be assaulted but didn't go to the hospital after they were safe to get a rape kit. A rape kit, I believe it can survive for a certain amount of time. They did not file any type of charges, anything that could be substantiated to confirm that they went through this. If these videotapes and things like that can be discovered and can be exposed, that would do what it needs to do, right? But it is quite easy for a woman or women to lie. It really is. Whether they'll be believed or not, it's a high probability that they will. Versus when men get assaulted, the same doesn't happen. They say, oh, you strong. You could have fought him off. They say things like that in the reverse. But if we're playing devil's advocate, as a woman who has been assaulted, as a woman who has, been gang R-worded, there are things that you could have done as well. And that's not to shame you as the victim. But that's to let you know that you waiting so many years destroyed you. And it destroyed your credibility, in my opinion. It destroys that. And it's still easy for them to get paid. It's still easy for them to destroy a man's life. But there are many things that P. Diddy has been celebrated for. But there has also been a lot of things that Diddy has done that has not been acknowledged. A lot of devious and heinous things that he has done and got away with. I didn't know what it was going to be 15, 20 years ago when it came to P. Diddy. I didn't know if he was going to get tied into Tupac shit. If he was going to get linked into that. Or if he was going to get linked into his own partner's shit. I didn't know. I didn't know what that was going to look like. But is it sad to know that it's come down to him being linked to something that could happen to any one of our kids? We can't think of bad boy, won't stop, don't stop, bad boy. We can't keep thinking of that. We can't. We can't keep thinking of the dancing in the videos and shit like that to prove somebody's innocence. He gonna really have to fight this. And it's gonna probably be the first time that he really had to fight for his freedom. Everybody has their day. And some people's day, it happened when they an old ass man like Bill Cosby. But P. Diddy's day is now. And I'ma buckle up for the motherfucking ride. He better buckle up. He better be the one that's buckling up for real, for real. We gonna see how this go. And I'ma be updating y'all as it goes on. Cause now that I'm on it. You feel what I'm saying? I wanted to wait because these lawsuits kept coming and coming. I'm like, all right, let's see if after a few months they just keep coming. What's the details of them? Whoop-de-woo. So we gonna see, y'all. Thank y'all for hearing me out on this. Thank y'all for tuning in to yet another video. It's your girl, B. Octavia, and I'm going to see y'all in my next video. Peace.